And welcome to the Madiba official channel. Don't forget to subscribe and like the channel, so in case if there's a new video you'll be able to get it on time. We are looking at yesterday's games in the African Cup of Nations. Yesterday, the Desert Foxes or the Phoenix, whatever way you choose to call them, is allowed. They defeated their Ivorian counterparts by 4 goals to 3 on penalties. After the 90 minutes regulation time, the game was 1-1. And in the extra 30 minutes, there was no goal. So he had to go straight away to the penalty shootout. And in the game, the Algerians took the lead through Sofiane Feghouli, former player of West Ham United, now of Galatasaray. He opened the scoring for the Algerian national team before Jonathan Koja of Aston Villa equalized for the Ivorian national team. The game was not bad of opportunities. All the team had their decent opportunities that they spanned away. The Algerians had penalty when the scoreline was still 1-0 in favor of them, and Baghdad Bonija stepped up to squander that opportunity. So when the equalizer came for the Ivorian, he was totally uncontrollable. He was in total disarray. He was crying all around, so he had to be taken off to be replaced by Islam Slimani. And the game, when the equalizer came for the Ivorian, they also grew into the game, especially when the likes of Maxwell Cote came into the game. So the Ivorian took the game to the Algerian counterpart, and in the extra time, they were trying to get the goal before the game travels to the penalty shootout. In the 90th or in the 30th minute of the extra time, the Algerian had their last chance through Andy Delors, who had come into the game to replace Sofiane Feghouli, who was injured, so he couldn't take the penalties. So he had to be replaced by some player, and Andy Delors, the new signing of Montpellier, came into the game to replace him for the Desert Fox. He hit the free kick very well, but it missed the pole by an inch. So in the penalty shootout, the likes of Wilfred Bonny and Siri Die, who captained the side into the game, missed for the Ivorians. And the only player that missed out for the Algerians was, you see, Bella Ili. And now the Algerians are into the semi-final stages of the African Cup of Nations for the first time since 2010. They've not won the AFCON since 1990, when the likes of Rabat Maje were still playing the game. So are you asking yourself, or the question that I'm asking today, are this Algerian national team good enough to win the AFCON? Bear in mind, they are the top scoring side in the AFCON, and they have one of the top scoring players in the tournament who always start the game from the bench, and that's Napoli's Adam Unas. Yesterday, he came into the game to a great effect. He came and changed a lot of things in the game. He has some 3 goals for the Algerian national team. They've had great coaches. The likes of Vahid Halilhodzic came into the ranks to coach the Algerian national team, but none of them were able to lead them into this stage. And now Belmadi, local coach Jamal, a former player of the Algerian national team, is leading them into the promised land. Now they have the semi-finals to play against the Super Green Eagles of Nigeria. If they are able to topple them, then they'll be going into the grand finale to meet the winner between their Maghrebian counterparts, that's Tunisia, and the Senegalese national team, the Teranga Lions. So this promises to be an interesting AFCON, because we now have 4 teams that will be competing in the semi-final stages. The Senegalese national team have qualified, so have the Tunisians and the Algerian national team, as I was saying earlier. And the last team, but not the least, is the Super Green Eagles of Nigeria. So kudos to Jamal Belmadi and his team for qualifying to the semi-final stage. Yesterday, they produced a wonderful game. Adlene Guediora in the middle of the park was splendid as usual. He distributing the passes from the back to the midfield, from the midfield to the attacking players, shielding the back line very well. And Issa Mandi, with that impressive leadership qualities that he has, because he learned from the best, the likes of Majid Bugera and Rafik Halichi, he has been able to impart it on his younger teammates, the likes of Ben Selbani, who are playing, all those players who are playing in their first AFCON. He has been able to impart it very well on them. Royce Mboyi, one of the best goalkeepers in the 2014 World Cup, when the Algerians went all the way. They took the then champions of the World Cup, Germany, to the wire before Germany was able to defeat them by 2-1 in the extra time. So all these players are still around and trying to help the Algerian national team to their first trophy and since 1990 and their second AFCON trophy. So let's see whether they were able to do that. Riyad Mahrez, as usual, doing the tricks and everything, captaining the side. He has been splendid since day one of the tournament. So the Algerian national team, they are poised for action. They will be coming up against the Nigerians, as I said earlier. So do not forget and always try to subscribe